You just gotta like the music, Keith. You just gotta like the music. It's my show. I can skip the song if I want. I can skip it. Well, hello, Cynthia. We're excited that you're listening. Is that better, Dan? Goodness. Oh my goodness. I like how it took you lovely people to let me know that the stinking audio wasn't quite right. You should still hear a little bit of music. Yep. And here's the deal. We're going to go through this today. We're going to be talking about this today because I am using a new piece of hardware to control the music and the audio, but I forgot to select the correct audio device for my microphone in StreamYard. So thank you, Dan, for pointing that out because y'all literally were hearing music crappily through the speakers. So what's cool about this is that I can actually toggle between speakers and my headphones very easily. And my hair is, it's long. It's getting cut tomorrow. I can toggle between listening through my speakers and listening through my headphones with the click of a button. And it's so nice and so easy. And I had it playing through the speakers because, hey, why be wired in when I don't have to, right? To get the stream started, since I'm not standing and dancing today because we're still figuring out the new studio setup. So I cannot raise this desk right now. I'm pretty sure everything will fall and I will break cameras and I will lose money. So, but there's no reason to be wired in when I don't need to be, right? Because there's not going to be an echo because I wasn't using my mic, but then I was. And then Dan pointed it out. Y'all were probably hearing me. Were you hearing me talk? Like not just talking, but were you hearing me like making noises? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I hum. I don't know. Purple Paisley Planner, thank you for being here. Annette says it looks good. Yes, thank you very much. Anna's here as well. Kevin is here. James is here. We got Andrew Kavanaugh is here. Fantastic. And Dan Goodwin, thank you again for pointing that out. Hannity is here today as well. Wait, did I get that right? Hold on. Hannity. We did this before, didn't we? Didn't we do this before? Hannity. Hannity. It is Hannity, right? Sometimes I get it and then I forget it, but I'll get it. I'll remember. And then Cynthia is listening today. She's in the car, so she's listening for a little bit. So, I really do want to talk about this audio setup. We're going to be talking about the Beacn Mix Create, which is what I picked up. I ordered it last week. We were on live when I ordered it because it literally was in stock as I was live. And so I 100% bought it, and it literally showed up like the next day. It was or 2 days later. It was so fast. I was so impressed with how fast I got it. I was really happy about that too. So I've been kind of tinkering with it, and it is, there's definitely, static. Dang it. I think a part of my problem is that I also have reconfigured things, and I think I need to go back and literally unplug and replug things in. So we're going to, hopefully the sound is okay. Hopefully it's not terrible. I'm definitely here's the thing. When you unplug everything and move all your crap around, there is bound to be something that doesn't quite work the way it's supposed to. And I will tell you that I had my mic plugged into the wrong port style. And so that was causing some issues when I was doing some testing. I think I have it fixed, but if we're dealing with static, maybe I got to redo some of that stuff. We won't get into that. We won't get too crazy. If my audio is really bad, which, hold on. Check. Static. No. Okay. I think it's good. All right. Here's what's really great. Interference static. Check the cable. Make sure the power. See, James. Check the cable. Make sure power and data cables aren't touching. Seriously, this could be. I do have a lot of. I got a lot of stuff all over the place. All right, hold on. Shall we? Yeah. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the mess that I have created. I can't even begin to tell you the mess that I've created. And I just need to dedicate some time, which I haven't had this week, to clean it up. The other thing is I'm not pot committed to this setup. I'm not necessarily keeping it, right? Not necessarily keeping it. So literally, okay. Hopefully I just moved a couple things that I actually just moved before I streamed, and that hopefully we're good. Everybody, you guys are saying it's okay. Okay. We're going to just keep moving. So let's talk about this. So I don't really have a great camera setup to go really show this thing off, but I can because it's very light and it has a nice long cable on it. But this is the Beacn Mix Create. I am loving this thing. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm loving it. So many of you know that before I was using the Elgato WaveLink application, which comes with either the Elgato Wave 1 or the Elgato Wave 3 USB microphones, which is an amazing USB microphone. Both of them are. But it was all software driven, meaning I had to have the app open. There were a couple of quirks to the app for sure, as well as there were some just annoyances with when you have that application, you're using it. It was like I turned my computer on and then I'd be going into a Zoom call and I'd be I can't hear anybody. I have to go open the WaveLink app, switch the hearing device because it would always default to certain ones. The Beacn Mix Create application has taken that annoyance and they have eliminated it. So I'm going to show you the actual app. So here is the actual application, which essentially is what you use to control your Beacn Mix Create, which is the device itself, right? So literally, you can see here that these are the knobs. So this thing has knobs on it, right? So we've got knobs on here. Let me go to this view. We have knobs on this thing, and I can change the knobs and it will change the dial. This piece of hardware is what the WaveLink application is missing. This also is, I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee Elgato comes out with one of these things. I guarantee they come out with one of these things because this makes running this application so much better and so much smoother. So, I mean, I can like, if you guys want, I can just change the knob here. Watch it go up. Let me make this bigger. I'm going to dial the browser knob. So the browser knob is currently at 0, which is this one right here. Okay. So I've routed my Chrome browser. So I have Epidemic Sound up and running. It is currently still playing a song. Okay. Oh, it's playing Still Feels Right. We love this song. So it's playing that song. That's the browser. I'm going to minimize that. When I turn this dial up, you are going to hear the music get louder. And you see that knob going up. So I'm going to turn it back down so that y'all can hear me. So essentially what I have in my hand, in the palm of my hand essentially, is an audio mixer. Now you notice here I also have a music channel. This is my microphone. See this right here where it says Chrome? That's so cool. You know why that's so cool? Because you can route multiple things to one channel, if you will, and you can control both of them. So like if I wanted to route Zoom to this as well, which I wouldn't, then I can, when I open Zoom, it would show up here. And then when I change the volume here, it will change the volume, the output of Zoom and my Chrome browser. So I can also mute it. I can just hit a button and mute it. So I can turn it up. And I just hit that button and it mutes it. And you see in the software it's muted as well. So I can control it on the computer if I want, but I can also control it right here, right? Do you know how much more convenient that is for me as a streamer? So for example, if I want to just, like when Dan was like, when Keith was here and he was like, I don't know how I feel about 10-minute countdowns, but I like you, Melanie. And I like turned the music down, unmuted my mic, and I said something to Keith. I was like, but what about the music? Well, it also didn't realize I didn't have it all routing into StreamYard correctly, but you can do that so much easier when you have this piece of hardware in front of you. So this thing is super cool. You can route, I think it's 8 total channels. Now you have 4 knobs, but if I wanted to add more channels, I could actually, there's a button on here where I can just simply click it and it will move the channels over so that you can go back and forth. So you can have up to 8, I believe it's 8 different knobs and channels. So freaking cool. That's called knob paging, by the way. I learned that. It's a new technical term that I learned. Okay, so something else that I love about this thing, and again, this is great for anyone who is wanting to have audio playing into your streams. So sound effects, music, any of that stuff, but you want to control it. This little device right here will do it, right? Purple Paisley Planner. So Annette says, if I have a Rodecaster Pro, do I need that? So a Rodecaster Pro is likely going to actually make it so that you wouldn't need this. They are very similar. This is essentially closer to the Go XLR. Now, the Rodecaster Pro has more features than this. Like you can record with the Rodecaster Pro. There's definitely more. I don't have a Rodecaster Pro. James, maybe you can chime in. You might have a couple of helpful things to share about the differences between the two. I don't believe that she would need this device because she can essentially route the various channels through with her Rodecaster Pro, which also has knobs on it as well. So maybe James can chime in because, like I said, I know he has a Rodecaster Pro. So let me do this really quick. I'm going to pause my music because there's something else that I haven't quite changed yet, but I'm going to fix it. Now, if you watch, I'm going to turn my knob up, that browser knob. I think I had it routed to browser. Let's check. So I'm going to play a sound effect with my Stream Deck. Okay, so it is actually music. See that right there, how that just popped up, Stream Deck? So now I'm going to turn my music channel up. All right, I'm going to do it again. So y'all should have heard the snap. Y'all should have heard the snap, right? So here's what's cool about that. So I actually have Spotify routed to this as well. But again, this completely eliminates that need for the Wavelink app. Now, if you have a Wave 1 or Wave 3 and you're okay with the software, you have what you need. I did find that there were some quirks with the software. There were, again, some things that I think that the Beacn has added a lot of conveniences. And I find it that I also like that I can have more than one application on my computer routed to this channel. So right here, I have Spotify routed to this channel, and I have my Stream Deck routed to this channel, because with the Stream Deck, I can basically configure sound effects to it, right? So I can configure sound effects to it. And you can do all that with the Rodecaster Pro. And here James is saying, correct. Stick with the Rodecaster Pro if you have it. These are similar devices for audio switching. The Rodecaster Pro is also a preamp, which is great. So what that means is you actually you actually can just plug your XLR microphone right into that Rodecaster Pro, and that's going to be fantastic for you. So yeah, totally awesome. CK says, I'm curious to know what I'm giving up with the Go XLR, like the voice effects and recording sound bites. Yeah, that's actually this thing, as of right now, doesn't do those types of things. So I have a feeling, I mean, Beacn, and CK probably knows this, the Go XLR was made by these guys. Those guys actually have left the company that provides the Go XLR and have started this company Beacn on their own. So they know audio, they know what they're doing. But again, I can't sit here and tell you the exact differences between the Go XLR and this. I do know the Go XLR is also an XLR interface, right? So this is not an XLR interface. I will tell you that. This thing goes right from the back of here, that's it. It just has one little it has a little USB-C output that goes right into your computer into a USB 3. That's where it needs to go. It goes into one of those ports, and that is all it takes. Everything else is going to come through. Everything else is going to, you still need an audio interface if you're going to use an XLR microphone. Neil says my voice is glitching. Dang it. Let me listen in. It is glitching. Okay. It's clipping. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that. I might have to just, again, I've been actually having issues ever since I changed my setup. I've been having issues with my XLR mic. So if it's going to keep glitching on me, we're going to switch it up. I'm going to plug in my Elgato Wave 3. Yep, that's what I think too. Software interference issue. Something's going on with it for sure. So yeah, we're going to have to probably unplug this mic. I'll probably plug the other one in because I am going to show off this Osbot camera as well. But Neil, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Definitely very happy about that. Okay, so let me bust out the other mic. God, so annoying. Actually, let me put that Be Right Back screen on and restart. So Doug, thank you for that. Yeah, I actually, I think I know what the problem is, but I'm not going to be able to fix it right here today. But here's what I can do. If we're done talking about the Beacn, I will change my audio and go directly with the my Focusrite into StreamYard. So if we're done talking about audio and the Beacn, then I can do that. Let me do that right now. You guys can let me know if it fixes. Sorry, there's one more thing I wanted to share and show you that I love about this thing. And that is this right here. Do you see this where it says audience mix? This is my personal mix. This is where I can say, now I'm listening through my headphones and I can say, I want to toggle and listen through the speakers. I can actually just hold the button down. I can just hold the button down and it'll switch it. But this was how I checked. When you said my sound sounded glitchy, I literally clicked on this and I then hear what you hear. And that I heard it. I heard it doing it. And I hear it doing it now. Yep, still doing it. So I'm going to go back to that. We're going to switch things up. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle our sound. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to check because now I'm just using my microphone directly into StreamYard. So you all tell me if it sounds okay. Let me know if it sounds all right. I don't think I can check. Maybe. You guys let me know if it's still clicking. Because right now what I'm doing is I actually am just going from Focusrite directly into StreamYard. We are not going from Beacn into StreamYard. So you guys tell me if it sounds okay. There's definitely some quirks to this whole like setup and doing this, because literally one of the things that happens is you have to really understand the way all this stuff works. Oh, by the way, the Beacn is only available for PCs right now. Only available for PCs. Okay, so this is not compatible with Microsoft products. Okay, cool. So sounds much better. Good deal. So we will be done with the Beacn for now. So I'm going to pull that off to the side. I'm going to open up something. Oh, okay. So here is CK says, yay, PC for the win. I know sometimes we get left out. Us PC people, we get left out from things. But no, not this one. This one is definitely PC only. So Neil said that, or I think it was Neil said that my camera looked good. Thank you. I am still trying to figure out. I know CK, I think you said something about the Peloton in the background. You know, I've got the 2 cameras hooked up here, like I always had the other one. I loved the look of the old set. I certainly loved the look of the videos. I'm editing a video. I'm still finishing editing a video that I'm going to be putting up on YouTube today or tomorrow. And literally, I'm like watching as I'm editing, and I'm like, dang, it looks good. I also like this look too. Do I love the doors in the background? No, I don't love having doors in the background. I don't love that the stairs are right there in the background. But you know what? Here's the deal. I only have so many options in this setup. And so I was ready for a change. I was ready to make some shifts, some tweaks actually, because this room is not just a studio. It is also a downstairs living room. And so I definitely was ready to make some changes because I was not loving the way my studio was affecting the look of the living room. So there was that too. So I think it's good to change things up sometimes. Again, as I mentioned, anytime you make changes, you're going to deal with the issues of you might break things. You might not plug something in correctly. You might, like James said earlier, wires might be touching. There could be a lot of issues. Don't know. For all I know, it's possible that the Beacn application is causing an issue. But I will tell you this. I had a similar issue when I was using the Wavelink application with my Go XLR before as well. So it could just be that my particular setup with my Go XLR and my Focusrite, all that stuff, maybe it just isn't as friendly with software. I don't know. I got to still do some troubleshooting on that and still play around and see what I want to do. So, and that says, I'm Apple fam, but I also like PC. There you go. Okay, I got you. Doug says, this is payback for every app that comes out on iOS first. You know, I learned a fun fact about that, Doug, and it makes sense. I know. So one of the reasons why a lot of app developers, so there's iOS and then there's Android, right? So you have Android, which is, the whole, I don't know, like the Google friendly stuff. But then you have iOS, which is, Apple. And a lot of app developers, when they create an app, whether it be a game or if y'all remember Clubhouse, how it was only available on iOS devices and not available on Android devices, that is because the Apple, it's all like the gold standard. And so if they develop something for Android and then they come over and try to get it approved or set up for iOS, a lot of times it creates problems, but it's easier for them to start with iOS and then just move it over to, and then create the Android version. That's what I've been told. It might be one of those things that we get an argument for. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show off today and showcase is the webcam I bought last week. Now I talked about this last week. I even posted a picture in the DIY Facebook group over there. So if you're not over there, definitely come join us. Just search DIY Marketing with Melanie, and you'll find the Facebook group. I posted in there that I was buying this thing. And I got to tell you, so I watched a video from Epos Vox, and I love his stuff. He gives very unbiased reviews. And I know a lot of people prefer a webcam over a DSLR setup, which is what you're looking at here. Because a DSLR setup requires, a dummy battery in most cases, and it needs clean HDMI. So it's got to be the right kind of camera. And if you want high resolution, you have to have a capture card of some sort, whether it be a cam link that you plug in, or I'm using a Blackmagic A10 Mini so that I can switch between my 2 Sony cameras that I have. And so not everybody wants that. Plus, some people do streams where they're on the go all the time. You don't want to be lugging around a DSLR camera and a tripod and all the things. So there is a place for USB webcams completely. They also are a lot less expensive than your DSLR mirrorless setups. And so webcams are pretty cool. But they are also, there's a challenge with, the quality that you're going to get. So people ask me all the time, what webcam should I buy? What webcam should I buy? So, it depends on your budget. I happened to just discover a webcam, this Osbot Tiny 4K through Epos Vox. I was pretty impressed with the actual quality of the webcam in general, but also it will follow you around. This thing is crazy cool. So let's just take a look at it. Let's look at it. I sorry, I was trying to make sure. Yeah, I can unplug myself. Now, when I move around, you're not going to hear me as well because honestly, I mentioned I'm struggling with time this week. I really wanted to get the Cinco wireless mic set up so that I could switch the mic and then move around and you would hear me. Maybe I'll get that figured out and kind of do a bonus stream tomorrow. But if you're going to use a camera like this and you're going to be moving around a lot, you're going to need to make sure that your audio is going to support that. And what I mean by that is that I'm using this microphone right here. So when I move around, my voice doesn't sound as good as it does when I'm right in front of the mic. That's the way this mic is. So yes, Jack, you can absolutely ask questions. I just pinned your question. So feel free for sure. So 100%, you got to think about the audio too. So just let you know, I did not set up a wireless mic for this demo, but you'll get the picture. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Osbot. So this is the Osbot Tiny 4K camera. So I'm looking at the camera now. So as you can see, just as a webcam, it's really not bad. It's very comparable to a Logitech Brio, to a StreamCam. Now, you can also configure settings like the color and other things, which I haven't done a lot of dialing in. I really just haven't had a chance to play around with that too much. Let me share. I'm going to get something set up real fast. There we go. So here is the software that comes with it. So this is what the actual software looks like. Oh, it's not. That's annoying. Well, there's actually like a whole menu out to the left that y'all can't see because it's in a different window. So I'll get that figured out here in just a sec. Let me move a couple things around for you so we can see all of this because it's all important. Let me change this and then share again. There we go. All right. So now I've got my whole screen. So here's that menu I was talking about. So you notice here, you can actually go to configure video and you can make some adjustments. I haven't really touched much of this. A lot of webcams will come with the ability to make these adjustments. So you would want to dial it in based on your set. Now, I will say this. Webcams in general typically are not very friendly. Oh, it also accepts hand gestures. So webcams like this are not very friendly with low light environments like I have my stuff set up. So I have a low light environment, meaning I pretty much only have the two lights in front of me bouncing off the wall, and I have my colored lights behind me. All the other lights in this room are out. My Sony cameras allow me to do that, especially because I'm using those Sigma lenses on those cameras. So that's why I'm able to use the low light. Webcams in general need more light. So I want you to think about that. So if you're looking for this kind of look, that we've got here, you're going to want to save your money and try to achieve a mirrorless camera with a good lens so you can go with that low light environment. But if you have a bright environment, if you have a lot of natural light, if your design, if your set, if your look is not like mine and you have more bright light, you're going to find that the quality of this webcam is going to be even better. Okay, I can tell you that now. I will try to do a couple of demos later, another day with a different lighting setup. Okay, but I can already tell you that this is going to be a good webcam. Now, this webcam is not cheap. It is above $200. The link, by the way, to this webcam to buy on Amazon, which is my affiliate link, is in the description. So you can go check out all the specifications. But here's what's cool about this webcam. So I don't think it's on right now. Yeah, oh, it is. There it goes. This webcam will follow you around. And so I know a lot of people were interested in this because, did I say that Kaylee is here? What is up, sister? Oh, okay. Sorry. Literally, this thing will follow you around. So if you're in any kind of work where you're doing demonstrations or you need to move around or you want to do a studio tour, I literally DM'd Kirk Nugent and I said, you have to buy this camera so that when you do your little studio or office tours, that it will follow you around. Like so cool. So I already messaged him, for example, and I know a lot of my crafters and people who, fitness people, any of those types of people, you might be interested in this camera. So I'm going to show it to you. So Video for Boss says, yeah, your setup is a lot brighter. She says, I have a big white wall behind me. Yours is. You just showed us that picture inside the Facebook group as well. Darina says, the quality is better than I was expecting. It really is. I was very impressed with this, honestly, because legit, a lot of webcams are just, and the old version of this camera, there's another one out there called the Tiny Cam. Don't buy it. It's really bad. The quality is not good, right? Okay, let's see here. Annette says, good to know, Melanie. Fun camera. All right, so we're going to show this to you. We're going to show this off, right? Sorry, Mike is here. It says webcams are designed generally for talking head meetings. Now we are using them for higher end video events. This is true. Webcams are getting better in quality. They're getting more expensive if you want that. Now, this is a feature camera. That's what I'm going to call this. This is a feature camera. If you do not need this movement or this motion, you don't need it to follow you around. Now it's going to, because I turned off the thing. Oh, I turned it off. There we go. So that is interesting. I think I might want to turn that off because I use my hands a lot and it thinks I'm talking to it. So if you're not going to need this movement, you don't need to spend the money on this camera. You can buy something else that's cheaper. So that's something to keep in mind. This camera is really a good fit for somebody who wants it to do this. Now, if you are, again, moving around in your office a lot and you need to do that, check this out. I got it. I'm going to show it to you now. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let me do this and then I'm going to show it off. This is the settings. Now it has a few different settings. Most importantly, these: tracking mode, headroom mode, standard mode, and motion mode. So headroom mode is going to give you more headroom. I did notice that the standard mode kind of like made it once I move around, it'll actually change. It was almost putting my head at the very top. And I didn't like that. So headroom mode was pretty cool. Motion mode is like for people who need to move around fast. And I tested this. It's pretty fantastic. So let's just check this out really quick. Motion mode. Okay. Motion mode. And now I'm going to go back here. See, now it's like it's like pointing down at me. Watch this. Like, there it is. Let's go over here. Let's go back here. Get on my Peloton. Come back. I mean, it's following me all the way back here. Like, is following me all the way back there. That is like 20 feet away almost. Now you notice it came down. See how it just came down? So I'm going to switch the mode back to headroom mode. Yeah. Now watch, as I move around, it's not as fast. That is one thing that's different. When we go to motion mode, it's going to actually move faster. Why would there be a different setting? Everyone might say, well, why would you want it to be a different setting? You may not want it to move that fast because it can make your audience kind of dizzy, right? So the slower motion might be kind of cool. So how cool was that? Like, seriously, yeah. So Annette says, wow. And then CK says, that's impressive. Yep. Janine, she says, oh, wow. I like it. Anna likes it. She thinks it's cool. Nice form on the bike. Yeah, thanks. I literally was like, oh my God, don't hurt yourself. And then literally, so Doug wants to know, how is it powered? It's a USB webcam. So it's a USB webcam and it plugs into your computer. And so it's going to go right into a USB 3.0 because it is also possible. I haven't messed with it again. Like I don't, it says 4K. I don't know. I don't ever feel like the Brio is 4K, whatever. So, because I just did, now watch this. Oh, look at that. Stop. Don't get too close. Now you notice the color changed. The color just changed a little bit because it is on an auto white balance. Now I think if I do this and I go, yep. How cool is that? Oh, nope. Get out of there. Zoom back out. Zoom back out. Okay. So literally, the hand gestures is pretty cool, right? The hand gestures is pretty neat. And the reason why the hand gestures are cool is because what if I'm standing up and doing showing you something? I mean, what? Come on. How cool is that, right? Okay. So The only thing this thing doesn't do is laundry. That's what I'll say. All right. How does it handle if there are two people on camera? Ooh, I actually haven't tested this myself, but I think it does get confused. It will get confused. So if you have I read that about it. I'm sure that you can actually change some settings on it for things like that. But Philippa says, I need this in my life. Here's the thing. It's really, really cool if you are going to be doing demonstrations. A lot of my artists that are out there, you can, if you have more than one camera set up like I do, you could be talking to your audience right here, talking to your audience and say, all right, let me show you how to do an air squat. Let me show you how to do an air squat now. Oh my God. I'm making a fool of myself. Let's go check out the air squat. So to do an air squat, you're going to get wider than shoulder width apart. Go like this and get on down. Come on down and then come on back up. All right? So now you're back to your fancy camera. So again, I know a lot of my artists, what was that? I know a lot of my artists they're like, I want to talk to the camera, but then I need to move over here to my canvas or over here to my thing or over here because this is where I'm actually showing things. Or, hey, I need to give you a tour of my office. This camera is something you might want to consider. Now, again, it's also a pretty dang good webcam. I mean, the quality of this thing is pretty dang good, right? I just pulled a hamstring. So yeah, we could work out. I could work out with my audience now. One thing I didn't check is, hold on, let me look at something really quick. Because I think this camera is becoming really popular because I think a lot more people are actually talking about it. Hold on. I wanted to go look and see if it was still in stock. Okay, because I'm going to pull this thing up. Yeah, it's in stock. All right, let's take a look at this thing. So this is what we're looking at here. All right, so again, the link to this camera is in the description of this video where you're watching. Now, that is my Amazon affiliate link. Anytime you use one of my links, you're supporting the channel. You're helping me. I'll get like $2. I'll get like $2. And we'll get to some questions, some Q&A here in just a sec. But so you see here, it's $269. It's not a cheap camera at all. But it also is not a regular camera. This thing will do all kinds of things. There's a privacy mode, which it'll like literally turn down. It also uses a magnet, which is really interesting. I just have the clip on my monitor and then it magnetizes to that clip. You can also set it up on a tripod if you want to. But again, it will autofocus in like my DSLR camera. I mean, I have only scratched the surface. These are those gestures I talked about. So, you can actually freeze it so it doesn't follow you. So if you put your hand up like she is, it'll stop following you. And then of course that was the zoom feature there. But this thing is cool. It comes with all these pieces. So it does come with the case. It comes with your cable. It comes with the dongle. So if you, it will charge, I believe, or you can power it. I'm sorry. And then if you needed to have it set up somewhere else. So back to Doug's question earlier, you can plug it directly into your computer, or let's say you wanted to have it on the other side of the room from your computer. Well, you would use the dongle, this little thing right here, right? You would use that, but you would have to still plug it in. So you have to power it. And it comes with a power cord and it does go into a USB. So you would need a USB adapter to plug it into the wall. So it will work away from your computer as well, which I have not had a chance to test yet, but that's pretty cool. So again, this is not just a basic webcam. This is a high quality webcam that also has a lot of other features. So as I mentioned, the link is up in the comments and it is in stock. So if you ordered it today, you would have it on Saturday, it looks like. So the other day when I looked at this, it basically right here, it said only, so many left on stock. Or in stock, but there you have it. So pretty dang cool. And you can get all the details here. You can go to their website, learn more about it, and all those things. But, again, for a high quality webcam, you're going to be looking at $150 to $200, right? $150 to $200. But if you need it to follow you, or you feel like you might want to use something like that, then maybe consider dishing out the extra dollars, which again, this is not a cheap webcam, but it is pretty dang cool. So wanted to show that to you guys. The link is in the description if you want to check that out for sure. Annette says, on my wish list, right? Hannity says, super excited. Definitely going to add this to our setup. Honestly, I think there's so many creative things you could do with this if you wanted to. So many cool things. So I wonder how the picture quality is outdoors. If it weren't raining today, Doug, I would probably set it up and check it out. But so Doug has, he does a lot of, does ice fishing and does a lot of those types of things. I don't know. You saw that it tracked me from 20 feet away. That shocked me. When I did this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, it's literally tracking me. Like, will it track me going up the stairs? Let's see if it tracks me going all the way up the stairs. Shall we? Hold on. I turned it off. Dang it. Come back on. There we go. All right. I don't have it on motion, but. I mean, that thing is so dang cool. How cool is that? I didn't have it on motion that time, but I don't know. It would be really interesting to see what the quality would be outside, as well as how far away. How far away can you have the camera to get a decent picture? That's something that's really key, but I wonder how far it'll zoom. Wait, try this one. Oh, it does see it. Wow. That's impressive. Oh my gosh, that thing is cool. Go back. Go back. Okay. So cool. That thing is so dang cool. Oh, so cool. Okay. So here we go. Let's see here. What's up, Beacn Designs? Haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Honestly, I'm impressed with how far away it is able to see me, track me, as well as receive that hand gesture. Now, when I first put my hand up the first time, I was like thinking it might have been blended in a little bit too much. So that's why I changed my other hand, and there was contrast with the door. So that's something to keep in mind with it as well. So super, super, super cool, right? Like craziness. I literally do have ADD, which everybody should know by now because I get distracted all the time by squirrels. All the time. It happens. We can be best friends. Okay. Gary says, I'm a pickleball instructor. Could I use it for teaching when I'm the only one on the court? Oh, absolutely. Like, so Gary, I think you would want the motion. You would want a tripod. So you'd get a tripod, get your laptop out there, put it there, and then you would put it in motion mode. Oh my gosh. There we go. Motion mode is on. Give me just a second. Like, give me just a quick second. Legit. Quick second. Okay. I literally am going to go get my pickleball paddle. We're going to literally do this for Gary. So hold on one sec. Be right back. Okay. I got my pickleball paddle. All right, so let's see how it does. I mean, come on. How cool is that, Gary? I think that's your confirmation, wouldn't you say? For sure. I think that's your confirmation. Now I'm going to put it back to headroom mode. I had to, right? We got it out. I had to go get it to really, truly, truly show. Yes, you could totally use it to teach pickleball. So, I was basically 6 feet, 7 feet from the camera, and that's what you saw. Now, Gary, again, your issue is going to be the audio. Let's see how this audio sounds. You guys are going to have to tell me because I'm not going to be able to hear it. Let's change it. Does it have audio? Surely it does. It might not. It's not letting me pick audio, so it must not have a microphone. So you would want to have a microphone for sure. And honestly, that's probably by design. A lot of webcams anymore they're not coming with microphones. They're just taking that out of it altogether. I don't see it. Oh, I'm literally picking speakers. Here we go. Done. All right, you should be now hearing me through the webcam. So you guys are going to have to tell me because I can't hear it because I'm not listening. I'm not monitoring this. But this is what the webcam sounds like. So this is the audio of the webcam. How about I step back and you guys can tell me what it sounds like when I move away? My guess is it's not going to be great quality because it's a webcam. Doug says awful. I mean, you can't compare it to one of these, right? It's loud. Okay, it's probably on purpose. So can you hear me back here? I mean, how's the audio all the way back here? Because again, it doesn't surprise me that it's loud because if you think about it, you're always going to want to be, probably if you're using this webcam, you're going to be far away. You're going to be talking away from the webcam. So it probably does have a louder audio device in it, but it's definitely not going to sound great. So Gary, back to your pickleball question, when you're going to be doing pickleball instructions, you're probably going to be in a large gym or outdoors on a tennis court or who knows, right? But away some sounds good for far away. Yeah. So Gary, you're the kind of person who would probably want to invest in a wireless mic setup like a Rode Wireless Go, the Cinco microphones. Again, I just haven't had a chance. Yeah, don't use the microphone in that. If you lowered the volume, the sound would be fine. Interesting. Okay, let me fix it. Let me go back. One of the things to keep in mind too is when you're using StreamYard. So I actually had the mic setting I didn't realize my microphone was set that way. Shouldn't be, but I have a setting. There's a setting in StreamYard where you can set the mic to automatically adjust your volume. Mine is checked on. I don't normally have that on. So I don't know. Okay. Gary's got one on the way. I can't wait. Gary, make sure you check out. You're going to love it. I can't wait. Gary, are you in our Facebook group? Because you are definitely going to have to show us what you create for sure. Okay. So there is the Osbot microphone. Again, there's just so many cool things you can do with it. So I had to buy it because I had to buy this dang thing because literally I just couldn't help myself. So for sure. Oh, the webcam is going to be your best friend. I love it. No, I do have ADD though. I totally do. Come on. It's so obvious. But yes, we can still be best friends. Good. Let me get into some questions here. So I'm going to jump into some Q&A now. So I'm going to switch gears here because I did see some questions that came through and I want to make sure I take care of those. So Ryan, I'm not sure if you're still here. So, Ryan got his Shure microphone. He says, I could scream at Shure for untightening the bolts when unboxing the microphone. So these bolts, he's talking about these right here. These are a little tricky. There's two of them and you got to kind of do them together. Hopefully you didn't have any major issues. I would definitely reach out to Shure if you had any problems though. They're awesome. They have great customer service. Okay, so let's see here. Keith says, best place to get tutorials for creating overlays. Thanks, Mel. Oh my gosh, YouTube. Keith, YouTube has so many tutorials about everything, literally. I have a couple on my own channel. StreamYard has a couple on their channel. I love to use Canva Pro. I use Canva Pro for just about everything. In fact, the video I'm editing that is going to come out, I am doing all with Canva, 100%. So, if you have a Canva Pro account, it's very easy to create overlays because you can export your file in a transparent PNG file, which is what you need and what you have to have. You can also make those files transparent. So when I pulled up my Facebook group call to action, if you look, you can see me behind it. Like that was designed in Canva, and that is just a gradient circle scooched over to the side, and then I made it a little transparent, and then of course this part had nothing, so super, super good. I actually have it on my list. That's one of the YouTube ideas, is to just do some basic tutorials on using Canva to create those overlays. But Keith, you can find so many great things on YouTube for sure. So I would definitely just literally Google it, right? Just Google it. So that's all you have to do. If you're watching over in the Facebook group, make sure you head up to the description and click on that link up there where it says StreamYard.com/Facebook. That will authenticate it so that I can give you, I can get you, I'll see your name in your face when you comment. Doug wants to know, will you send me a sample of it outdoors when you get a chance? I will definitely post that in the Facebook group, Doug. When I get a chance to do something outdoors, when it's not raining or sleeting or snowing like it's supposed to tonight, like literally it was 56 degrees yesterday with rain and wind, and then literally tonight it gets down to 16. Welcome to Indiana, folks. Welcome to Indiana. But it's going to rain all day, turn to sleet, and then snow. So probably not tonight, Doug, but I will do it, and I will post it in the group. Okay, next question I had was from Jack. I saw Jack had a few questions. I think he and Keely were going back and forth. Jack says, is it okay to post different types of content on one YouTube/Instagram channel? I find it a lot of work to maintain separate channels. Continued. When I say different channel topics, I mean music, podcasts, vlogs, self-improvement. I don't want to start 4 separate channels. So I think I saw Keely chiming in here, FH Empires. And I know that she was giving some feedback on that. I didn't happen to see the feedback on that. But I literally was going to say it really kind of, it comes down to a few things. And Keely already said, I think it's up to you. I'm learning from all mistakes I made on my first channel, and my second should go better. But if you have the time for multiples, I think she added a comment there somewhere. But literally, here's the way I see it, Jack. What does your audience want, right? Your audience. So when you say different topics, so you wouldn't want to, for example, let's talk about Gary. Gary wants to teach pickleball. Well, what if he also is really passionate about baking banana bread? And he is like the best banana bread baker like in the world. And he has like 100 different recipes for banana bread. He's got banana bread for vegans. He's got banana bread for, whatevers. Banana bread with chocolate chips, banana bread with no bananas. I'm just being silly. But he also wants to talk about pickleball. Probably needs to have 2 separate channels because the topics in general are so different from each other. But if he wants to talk about banana bread and have a bunch of videos about banana bread, but then he also wants to have a podcast and talk about banana bread, well, I would recommend, if you don't want to have a separate, first of all, your podcast is going to be separate anyway, because your podcast is going to be like on its own platform. But you can record your podcast via video. You could use StreamYard, do a video live stream recording of your podcast, export the audio, and now you have your podcast. And you also have a video on your channel, which is what I like to say is you're kind of like killing, you're achieving 2 things with one. I don't know why. Somebody come up with a different phrase than killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because we're not killing birds around here. So what I'm getting at here is the topic is the same. You can have different media formats with the same conversation. However, if you want to talk about pickleball and banana bread, you're probably going to need 2 separate YouTube channels, 2 separate podcasts, 2 separate Instagrams, right? The only exception to this is if you are literally like the pickleball trainer who will also basically give you dietitian tips to help you stay in shape so that you can play pickleball for the rest of your life. You wouldn't necessarily be talking about banana bread, but you would be talking about like health and wellness and dietitian, because the ultimate goal is that your audience want to be the best pickleball players they can be. But so you're just creating like subsidiary content that supports that journey for them. In that case, even though the topic might be different, like we're going to talk today about fat-free banana bread, and we're also going to talk about proper ways to stretch. And then in this main content, we're going to talk about the rules of pickleball. We're going to talk about the skills of pickleball. We're going to talk about how to find the right partner for pickleball. All that other stuff supports the same mission, which is your audience wants to be the best pickleball players they can be. Now, somebody might do some research and find a recipe, and they're like, cool. And then they're like, I don't have any interest in pickleball. That's fine. They're out. Same thing. Somebody might want to just learn how to do a proper serve in pickleball. They find that video. They don't care about the fat-free banana bread. Fine. They're out. But you got to think about, what does your main audience want? So that's your ideal customer, your ideal audience member. So it all has to align to that. And that's really what it boils down to. You definitely have to be careful when it comes to creating all these different topics and all these different things and just throwing into one channel, because the person who's coming in to learn all about pickle or banana bread, why are we talking about pickleball now? And then all of a sudden, why are we over here talking about politics? Those kinds of things don't go together. So if you can align your content to meet the greater mission of your audience, there you go, right? So hopefully that helps answer that question that you posted for sure. So Doug is saying, oops, sorry, I wanted to get back to Mike. Mike said it first. So Mike says, I would do separate channels, more work, but more successful if diverse topics. Yes, agree. So if those topics are diverse enough, you're definitely going to want to do that. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hopefully I don't. I'm going to sneeze. It's preventative maintenance. Give it a sniffle. Okay. Doug says, if it's the same genre, put it in the same channel, make different thumbnails for different content. I agree with that too. So basically what I'm pointing out is that, let's say going back to Gary, the pickleball master, who also happens to be great at stretching, great at health and wellness tips and recipes. Okay. So his recipe videos might have a different color of thumbnail versus his pickleball videos. Right. And I love the idea of basically sub-branding if you are going to have different topics. James Hicks, who I don't know if he's still watching, but he has his channel. He might want to consider, for example, I know he and I've talked about this, he has some stuff on his channel that is a bit different, right? And so it might be possible that he needs to spin off one of his shows at least to its own channel, because it is a bit different, because his world has changed. His content has changed. It's evolved over time. And so now it might be time for him to split off. But what he does is he brands his shows. Right now he has like three or four types of shows, and he brands them differently. They all have their own branding, but they're all on one channel, but they all basically have their own branding. So your different show types can have different branding. Over at StreamYard, we do the same thing. So purple tends to be our Ask StreamYard show. Yellow is the channel reviews or the live stream reviews on Saturdays. And the town hall has its own color coding as well. And then like our live stream impacted has its own color coding too. So you can definitely do the sub branding to help people know what they're looking at and segmenting it off. But you might want to consider the separate channels for sure. And crossing streams will harm your YouTube rankings. That is true as well. So you have to also think about the SEO aspects of it all too. Again, it all comes down to the specifics of your channel and your content and your audience for sure. Okay. So let's talk about next week really quick, because honestly, I am getting ready to travel. Traveling is starting to happen for me, starting with next week, then in March, then again in May, and in April, literally. So I am not going to be live on Thursday next week. I'm trying to get back to Tuesday. So it looks like we will be live on Tuesday next week. So I'll be back here with another weekly chit chat, Q&A, all the fun things on Tuesday. But as I said, I am actually also getting ready to release a video that will help you. It's the 5 types of microphones you can use with a computer when you're creating videos and streaming. So, or doing Zoom calls or whatever you want to do. That video, as soon as I'm done editing it, it will go up on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching over on Facebook and you haven't checked out YouTube yet, head over to the YouTube channel. It's at Melanie Diane. You can certainly find it there. It's very easy to find. And you can just check it out and get over there. So Gary, I'm very excited about, not yet on it. Yeah. Get over in the Facebook group. And when you get that camera, I want to help you get that thing dialed in. I can't wait. We did it. I mean, we did the test with this actually is not my pickleball paddle. This is actually my boyfriend's youngest son's pickleball paddle. He leaves it here because we have the net here in the garage and we set it up in the driveway. That's his. That was his birthday present last year, actually, that particular paddle. But I just use the cheapy paddle when I play. So anyways, but pickleball is a lot of fun. I definitely think, though, that you're going to need to look into a wireless mic set. So I have the Cinco microphone set, which is a kind of like a cheaper version of the Rode Wireless Go. I feel like James just bought the Rode Wireless Go too. Anyway, but they're just these little clips right on here. Actually, that's the transmitter. Clips on here. There's a lav that you can plug into it if you want. So you could plug this in. You can put this on your belt and put a lav here, or you can just plug this in right here. I know that Kirk Nugent has these, and the audio does sound better when you go directly into this versus the lav. But I definitely need to get that set up so that I can do a cool video with the Osbot moving around, but with a wireless mic so that the audio sounds better, because it sounds like a lot of you really hated the sound of that microphone, which is really funny. So anyways, but all right, my friends. Well, this has been a ton of fun. This has been a blast, actually. I definitely still have some troubleshooting to do when it comes to my XLR microphone and why it's just not in love with software, as well as getting some wires moved around and maybe even just trying to decide, am I going to keep the video set like this or am I going to change it up? So we're still trying to figure all that stuff out, but I like to keep things fresh and make things, change things up sometimes. It just makes it more fun. Again, is it perfect? No. And I still have to like go through and purge a bunch of crap that's behind the futon there from the old, big, huge cubicle that is now out in the garage and about to go to the storage unit. So it just looks cleaner. It's just better. And y'all saw when I was using the Osbot earlier, when I was over here. Come on, get over here. That is the patio door. And I used to face this way, like this. But my desk came out like this, and it kind of covered up the door, and I didn't like how it looked. And now this is all against the wall, and it's just a cleaner look when you walk in here. Is it a better look? I was looking at the wrong camera. Is it a better look from a streaming standpoint? Maybe not, but I don't know. So, oh, that's all. You had pickleball in high school? By the way, that's exactly when I graduated high school as well. Class of 99 high school champ. I didn't even know there was pickleball back then, but pickleball is so fun. It is a lot of fun. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of your hair. I'm going to go get some things done, try to get this video done, and just keep tinkering, keep playing around like I always say, and just keep it fun and just keep going. That's all I can say is always keep going no matter what. Don't worry about cameras and audios and all the things. Just keep going and have some fun when you're doing it. All right, everybody, I'll see you next Tuesday. See ya.